Hello and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. In this episode, we're going to get another line coming out of this cargo hub, and I think where we're going to take it today is over to the city of Durham. We currently have 2 train lines running there now, and by running a line out from the cargo hub, we can pretty much really clean up all these extra train lines, and it'll cost us a lot less money when the train's running, and there'll be a lot fewer trains, train tracks, and all this sort of logistical mess here. So, as we can see by the trains already coming here, Durham needs construction materials and tools, which are supplied here and here. And so all we'll need to do, we'll probably need to increase the amount of trucks transporting those materials. But once we get this train up and running, we can sort of begin to evaluate how many exactly we need. So, the first thing that we're going to want to do is figure out where we want this coming into the city. We're going to need some space since it's going to be bringing in a lot of materials, and it could end up bringing more later when it gets more connected. So we want to make sure we have the infrastructure to have a large truck station and a large cargo station for the train. And so what we're gonna do is get rid of this station here and cut back these rail lines a little bit, just so they won't be in our way when we begin redoing all this. So now we can bring a road straight out like this, and we can put in a new cargo station. I want this to be big. We'll give it 4 tracks, high speed. And this will be able to fit right here. And then we'll want to do the same thing for the truck station. Just move it over here so it's connected. We'll actually do the station like this, right about here. And then we'll come in, configure this. This way, we'll be able to get a much more efficient station out of it, as there'll be one way in and one way out, and this will probably end up with a lot of traffic. So I'll just help facilitate that more. We'll get a one-way street that connects there, like that, and then another one if we can get it to curve the way we want, like this. So we'll see how that goes, and all we have to do now is connect up the train line. So we'll start from down here at the cargo hub, just because that's probably going to be the hardest thing to do, is getting up to sort of this area, or maybe if we come in through this pass here. And what we'll want to do is flatten out some more of this area so there's space for the tracks. So something like this. Smooth it out a little bit if we can. So just doing that. And then we can begin to bring this train out. So we'll bring it out here. And I'm gonna have to figure out better ways to connect up to the cargo hub, since eventually we'll probably have more than just 6 lines coming in here. So we'll need to merge and adjust tracks and everything. But I'll figure out how to do that and we can redo it once we get to that point. So after looking at this for a little bit, I think our easiest path is going to be to come through here. Coming up this way, we'll just put a really steep slope in the middle of our track. And that's probably not the best thing that we want right now. A lot of our trains still aren't terribly powerful, so we want to keep that limited. So we'll slowly work our way up the side of the mountain here by coming across like this. I don't know what the collision issue it's having is. But we want to get it so that it doesn't create any bridges. We can do this. That'll work. And then it will get a little steeper here. But if we spread this out more, we can sort of shallow out that slope. Especially since we will be getting ready to come into the station. Alright, so now we can start to figure out our approach. It's probably okay that it doesn't go the fastest through here. A lot of our trains won't be getting this quick anyway. So I think around 150 will be good for now. And then we can just have it connect up to any of these platforms. And I think we'll come into this one because, well, I'm not too sure. We'll have it come on this far end one here, just because there's nothing really out this way that would be bringing in any goods, so I'll be good with this, and that'll help soften up these turns. So there we go, there's our track from the cargo hub up to Durham, and all we have to do is ring up the second track and then put signals on it, and we'll be good to figure out what kind of train we want to put on this line. Alright, so now we have this line in. We just need to find a spot for the train depot. And I think maybe if we have one that just supplies all of these tracks, that would be great. So for now, I don't think we'll be using this side of the platform just because it gets cut off by this main road here. So we could place the train depot somewhere back here and then connect up a bunch of tracks like this. And then we can sort that all out later if we need more or less. Now lastly, we just have to sort of come through and clean up all of these roads that we deleted. So we'll come in here with a country road and we'll run it sort of alongside this and connect it up to here. This road doesn't need a bridge. We can do that. And this road, we can see if we can squeeze it under the bridge, maybe. Since we don't want this line really getting disrupted. There we go. So now what we can do is we can get rid of the current train lines that we have running to Durham. So we can come through and delete all of this track. And we actually might as well come in here and sell the trains, because we will not be needing them anymore. Alright, so we've gone through and deleted all of the stations that were previously running to Durham. And now we are ready, I believe, to get a train on this line. So looking at the trains we have, we're definitely going to want something big and powerful. So it's probably going to be one of these large steam trains. Just because it's going to be carrying 2 goods to the same city. So it's going to be a long train. So I think we'll go with this, the 4884 big boy again. And we'll need something that can take construction materials and tools. Alright, so here's our train. It's got 6 boxcars and 7 gondola cars. So it'll carry probably about equal parts of tools and construction materials. And we can see here it's rating for speeds. It can get up the top speed on flat slopes, but thankfully I don't think we have a high slope on this track. But we'll buy one and we'll see how it goes, and if we need to adjust it at all. So it'll start here at the cargo hub and run all the way up to Durham. And we'll want to make sure down here at the cargo hub, it's only loading construction materials and tools and unloading nothing. It shouldn't be bringing anything back with it. And then up at Durham, it should only be unloading construction materials and tools. So here the train's coming out, and I think this is going to be really nice once it gets going. Hopefully the demand will start to be recognized, and some of that stuff will get shipped to this cargo hub train station. Alright, so as this train comes back into the station, we can see that there is some stuff waiting for it. So let's see how much of that it picks up. So it's not too much, but it is a start. And I think we definitely, now that we've removed the train lines from the tools factory and the construction materials plant, I think they definitely need more trucks coming in. Alright, so here comes the train bringing in the cargo, and we should see it get dropped off right here at this truck station. So there it is, getting dropped off, and it should get picked up by these trucks. So glad to see that that's functioning. We'll definitely want to add some cargo buildings to this setup, just because it's going to get very full with such a large train bringing in so much product. Now coming back down to the cargo hub, we can definitely see we'll have enough construction materials, and it could use some more tools, which I hope this starts to recognize the demand for the tools, because it looks like this is always getting taken up. And hopefully it starts to designate more tools to the cargo hub line. Because I also don't know why this shipment number is low. If we can get that up and get this tools factory upgraded, that would also be really good. Alright, and now quickly, before we end this episode, I'm going to add some more trucks to the tool line and the construction materials line. So we'll get 6 more on the tool line that runs to the cargo hub. And then over on this side, if I can find the road depot, I don't know which one we used, but we'll come all the way back here. I think we'll get 8 more on the construction materials line. Actually, let's go with 10. It's definitely not going to get used that often, but it'll definitely help in the future when we expand more. Alright, and lastly, checking up on the boat line that we made last episode, we can see it carries a pretty good chunk of food and tools, and it's making a ton of profit. We can even check the other one and see that this one's also making a ton of money. Down here, we definitely want to get some cargo buildings on here, just so it can hold all these goods. I'm not sure. I see. We need to separate these terminals, and hopefully I'll make this run smoother. But I think everything is running pretty well now. We can see we just have a ton of construction materials and a few tools filling up here. We can see that this whole area up here is a lot cleaner now. Now we don't have train lines running everywhere, and we just have one train. Once the cities get bigger, maybe we'll get multiple trains on that line. And I think next episode, we will focus on going to another city. I'm not sure if that'll be Arlington or Huntsville or Murrieta all the way out here, but we can begin to think about where we want to go next. I think if we can service sort of all of the cities in the region here, even all the way out to Clearwater and Toledo, I think that would be amazing. And maybe soon we'll get another resource coming in here. Maybe we could bring in machines, or we could find fuel somewhere over here. But for now, that's going to be it. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments or suggestions, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching and have a great day.